with you on that point. The thing that I like is that they've acknowledged it. Dave Roberts wants this. He wants this legacy. He understands exactly, historically speaking, where they stand in the history of the game, and they want to push it as far as they can, get as many rings as they can, and of course try to go back-to-back this year.
And to piggyback on that right there, the feeling that we got in that clubhouse and in the office of Dave Roberts was just that. It was, they're not satisfied with one. They want to repeat. They want to three-peat as well. But in order to do that, you need stars, and they have that. And they have stars at work. They don't cut corners. We've seen it. They got Cy Young Award winners. They got the Sawamura Award winner in Japan in Yamamoto, who, that's just like the Cy Young Award here. You got the prospects. This is a team with a lot of combinations of guys that have come into this organization that are hungry to win. That's exactly what they're going to try to do.
Game 3 of the season. They won the 2 games in Tokyo. Asked Dave Roberts who starts game 1 of a postseason if it were today. He said that guy, Blake Snell, would start in game 1. We know who would start game 1 for the Tigers. He's on the mound. What a challenge for the Dodgers offense and for Tarik Skubal, the unanimous Cy Young winner from last year.
Yes, he is that good. And the thing that makes him so good is he understands mechanics. He understands seam shifted wake and some of the nerdy stuff that I've talked about over the years. But he doesn't dwell on it. He just trusts it. He lets it go. He's relentless in attacking the strike zone. You see the Triple Crown numbers right there. The thing I like, the walks. He tries to get it done in 4 or less pitches every at-bat. He's coming right after you. There's no guessing. There's a lot of old school in that young lefty.
2024 for both of these teams was unimaginable. It was unpredictable. And in the end, for both, it was unforgettable. I mean, at one point, Skubal and the Tigers, and we saw them in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, had less than 1% chance. This is with about a month left to make the postseason. You ask A.J. Hinch, is this the team coming into 25 that reflects the end of last year, the beginning, or somewhere in between?
It's the one in between, and the reason he says that is because he understands that they've got some players that are hurt right now that they need back. They in a desperate way offensively, but the one thing that they can do is defend, and they can pitch. And because of that, they're in between right now. But creatively, as a manager, A.J. Hinch is going to have to do some unorthodox things to be able to win games against teams like the LA Dodgers.
All right, we will come back. Ceremonial first.
With 3 flavors is a game changer. With 28 cheesy-filled bites, everyone's gonna be dunking it. The Cheesy Bites Pizza and new Ranch Lovers Flight. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
You could buy on your own. You could get a lender, get viewings. Too small for a yoga studio, too big for a yoga studio, too much character. Or
connecting the dots. Dodger Stadium, game 1 of the World Series. A hobbled Dodger star coming to the plate. It couldn't possibly happen again, could it? But then that hobbled Dodger star swings at the first pitch, sends the same fly ball we've all seen a million times to the same exact spot. Symmetry, poetry, and a baseball moment we'll never forget. The man that hit that shot has said that that was his way of telling all of you thank you for all you've meant to him. Let's take another chance to say thank you back to him, along with his family. Freddie Freeman. Mr. Freeman, Fred, you guys probably feel like these guys are kind of family with all of you by now, so I don't even know if I need to introduce you, Fred, but the moment after the moment, so and Freddie has said that that moment was yours. You helped build that swing, countless father-son days. What was that moment like when he came to the net and you shared it together?
I've never been so proud and happy. I'm living the dad's perfect dream. Yeah.
An amazing moment, a special occasion. It always is here. Opening day at Dodger Stadium. Feels like there's only one way to really do this right. And there's only one thing missing before we get this season started. And I think you probably know where I'm going. Let's make this official. Gibby! Meet Freddie! Kirk Gibson, ladies and gentlemen. Today's ceremonial first pitch.
Two legends in Dodger history, the 1988 home run from Kirk Gibson, the 2024 home run from Freddie Freeman. ESPN's telecast of opening night baseball is brought to you by Walt Disney World Resort, the most magical place on earth. There are a few Dodger fans that may dispute that distinction, saying this is the most magical place on earth. And they have certainly built an amazing team. Time now for the field report. It's brought to you by Scott's. Feed your lawn, feed it. Gorgeous day here in Los Angeles. Been overcast most of the day. We did see some sun come out. 67 degrees, 5 miles per hour southwest. The fourth member of our crew is Buster Olney. Hey, Buster.
Hey, Carl. When the Dodgers played those 2 games in Japan, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman were both out of the lineup then. They're back in the lineup today. Mookie Betts had a stomach issue. He dropped about 15 pounds. He's put about 5 of those pounds back on. Told me today that he feels great. Freddie Freeman had a ribcage issue, and I asked him today how he's doing. He said, hey, I got through batting practice. Now, Kike Hernandez is not here. He had some kind of a stomach flu overnight, so he's at home watching this game, Carl.
All right, Buster, and on the mound, Mookie Betts will be staring at the back of number 7, Blake Snell, 32 years old, 6'4", 225-pounder, with a couple of Cy Youngs already to his name.
Well, yeah, when he's healthy and he takes the ball consistently, he's a Cy Young Award candidate, without a doubt. The only 2 times he's thrown over 130 innings in his career, he won the Cy Young, 2018, 2023.
A couple of guys missing from the Detroit Tigers lineup. Parker Meadows is out, likely for a while. They put him on the 60-day IL. He's dealing with a nerve issue, and they're waiting for it to fire. And also gone Matt Vierling. They hope to get him back soon. There is the lineup. Of course, there's some late season, postseason heroes in this lineup for them.
Yeah, there really is. But you look at this lineup, and it's a tough matchup, right, with Blake Snell. The good thing for both teams, it's overcast. It's not sunny, so you won't have the shadows affecting it all in this game. And that's a plus, but still hard to square up.
Speak for yourself. I want those shadows.
Speaking of big hits, this is one of those guys. Had a key double in the 8th inning against Houston last postseason. He had 10 pinch hits last year. He will lead off, and here we go with Blake Snell. 5 years, $182 million to pitch for the Dodgers. First pitch, swung on line drive. 1 pitch, 1 out, caught by Max Muncy at third.
Pretty efficient.
It's what you call the old Adam ball. Throw it down the middle, first pitch strike, swing, right at him.
Snell throws around 96, that fastball. He's got a new baseball coming as he faces Gleyber Torres, the former Yankee. He plays second base. He got a 1-year, $15 million contract. Infield straight away. Swings at the first one, elevated fastball, strike 1.
Seeing a little common denominator right now, just a glimpse of what maybe could have been in the hitters meeting. Attack him early before he starts throwing that devastating curveball.
0-2, another 4-seam fastball.
Just tremendous life on that pitch. He's always had it. Stuff has never been the problem for this lefty.
On the 0-2. That's a great take. Of course, spring training, we saw the ABS challenge system that is not in play at all during the regular season. Had we had it and he tapped his hat, that would have been strike 3. Blake Snell or his catcher called for it. Another one down.
I was tapping my helmet up here. I wanted that. 2-2.
One thing about Snell, he will walk a few hitters on a 2-2, and he came inside and Gleyber fouled it off. It's amazing, the 2 different styles of pitchers, both Cy Young winners, both great. Snell doesn't seem to care too much about the walks. Skubal never walks anybody.
Yes. Hates going into deep counts.
Love that Gleyber Torres right now stepped out. Yes, there's 2 strikes. You can do it. One time through in your at bat, but because he threw inside on him, now he's thinking, does he go with the curveball or does he go with something soft away?
2-2, beaten into the ground. The second baseman is Miguel Rojas. Torres retired. He stepped out of the box to take a break, and then he slipped out of the box on his way to first.
First went in and then went away, and you see him slip right out of the batter's box.
Here is a superstar in the making, Riley Green. Snell's first pitch is away at 96. Riley Green played 137 games for them last year, 24 homers. He was a first-time All-Star. He's the left fielder.
This is great scouting by the Dodgers. They know Riley Green struggles on anything middle away. So good on pitches inside. So far, the first 3 pitchers are going to be away or outside corner.
Slider down. And for Riley Green, who likely will not move over to center field because they like him there. They have other guys that can play center in the absence of Meadows. You can see he led the team in all those offensive categories, and he fouls one straight back. Tony, what do you find special about Snell?
Just excellent stuff. When you talk about overall repertoire, his fastball jumps, has life, has that induced vertical break that's natural, that curveball's off the table, and a good changeup. He's got all the weapons. I mean, when you measure each pitch, he's off the charts in terms of stuff. Question has always been health. Can he throw enough strikes? Can he pitch enough innings? Because when he does, he's as good as anybody.
Generally, it's 1, maybe 2 pitches where you have a strikeout rate that high. He's got him on 3. We just saw the curveball. And Blake Snell, welcome to Dodger Stadium. The new uniform and the mound works well. He gets through a 1-2-3 inning. Shohei Ohtani leads off when we come back. Step into the batter's box. He shined in Japan. The Dodgers just blown away by what they already knew, and to see it in person. He leads off a lineup littered with future Hall of Famers.
And it's a deep lineup, and you notice that Freddie Freeman, because Skubal is on the mound, Freddie Freeman is in the cleanup spot instead of the 3 spot.
Skubal's 28, he's 6'3", he's 240. He was born in 1996 out of California, grew up in Arizona, went to college in Seattle. And here we go, what a matchup to start. First pitch for a swing, 2 hopper fielded cleanly by Keith, and just like that, first 2 hitters each team swung at the first one.
We called that one up here. You knew it'd be a first pitch down the middle. You knew Ohtani'd be swinging. You know, this is what Skubal does. He is fearless. Ohtani's just such a dangerous hitter in the box. And here you go. I'm coming right after you.
A.J. Hinch joked it's okay not to throw that many strikes. Here's a very good hitter in Mookie Betts. That first pitch is just off. It's 1-0. Betts, an 8-time All-Star, has been dealing with a stomach bug. I spoke to him at the cage beforehand. He couldn't keep anything down. There was really no explanation. He didn't feel great on his way to Japan, but he figured I'll feel better once I get there. I got some of the best medicine and doctors around, and it never got better even when he got back here. There was some question as to whether he'd be able to play tonight, but he's in the lineup. He weighs 100, he told me 164 pounds. 2-1. Off speed, that missed high.
Check in the 80s, the last time I weighed 160 some odd pounds.
When you were 12?
3-1. Betts hits this one to left. It sends Green back. He stops, and he's there as Mookie Betts hit it hard, but there is now 2 outs. Is that the 164-pound swing there?
Just a little more.
Got his hands inside really well. Looks like he hit it right off the end a little bit.
6 pitches, 2 outs for Tarik Skubal. Here is Teoscar Hernandez, the right fielder, and a home run derby champ from last year. Tarik Skubal won the Triple Crown of pitching last year. Out of play. Grew up in a family with 3 brothers, a stepbrother. His dad was a coach. He really loved the sport of basketball. The brothers pushed him. The dad encouraged him. 1-1 check swing, and it is fielded in fair territory. Keith will retreat, step on the bag. Another solid inning for Tarik Skubal, picking up where he left off. It took him 9 pitches. We're through 1. 0-0.
Who's at the trade deadline? Sellers once again.
Jack Flaherty going to the Dodgers.
It's been a tough week.
We got a young core.
Our guys won't quit.
We're ready to get rolling again.
What a play! Swing and a miss. 99 to end the night.
The magic of the Tigers continues.
Tigers win again. Got it! The Tigers, for the first time in 10 years, are going to the playoffs. It's actually happening.
It sure did happen, man. At one point, they had a less than 1% chance to make the postseason. You can see what they did through the second week of August, and then after that went on a 31-13 run to make the postseason for the first time since 2014. We begin the top of the second, and Snell's first pitch rides inside. Healthy, they believe their pitching is outstanding, and it is. And the bullpen is going to be really strong. We may not see as much pitching chaos as we did last year. It may be a little more offensive chaos, especially early.
And it should be. Offensively, I think they're going to be solid throughout the entire season, but they know that they have to play the small game as well to win those margins. It's a great star-studded lineup, but you can't always win on the 3-run homer. And they know that, and that's why they play so well when it comes to running the bases and doing all the smart little things right.
That's a good take, and they have high expectations and hopes for this kid, Spencer Torkelson. When you talk to AJ about what you saw in the spring, he said the whole swing looks better. He looks more comfortable and confident.
He had a big spring and really needed it. in order to earn his way back into this lineup.
3-1, they'll appeal. That's a walk. Blake Snell's first to the game and the first base runner.
He was the biggest surprise of all spring for them. A lot of people had thought, okay, Torkelson's going to go back to the minor leagues, maybe a trade or not, but really showed up, made adjustments in the offseason, using more of his legs and taking pitches more aggressively, as we saw right there, than what he did last year.
Here is recently acquired Manuel Margot. He's playing right field. Yeah, Snell pulls it in there. Tigers have 8 different players currently out with injuries, including Vierling, who we mentioned. Wenceel Perez, the last swing he took, he roped the ball in spring training, and about 20 minutes later, trainer comes up to AJ Hinch and says he's in a tube. We got to find out what's going on with his back, and it's likely he's going to miss a month. So you lose Meadows and Perez, and thus you sign a guy like Manuel Margot. Twins last year and the Rays 4 years before that. He got jammed, but that's going to fall in front of Teoscar Hernandez. Torkelson heads to third. Here's the throw, cut off by Betts. First and third here in the second.
Love the base running right there by Torkelson. You have to be aggressive. I know that there's no outs, but because of the jump, and you can see him on the far right taking that good secondary lead, he right there commits immediately. I am going to third. There is no way that Teoscar Hernandez can throw him out at third base. Now you put the pressure with runners at the corners.
Manuel Margot pays off early, and here is the first baseman, Colt Keith. Strong rookie year last year, 13 homers, 15 doubles. He had 61 RBI. Muncy even with the bag at third. Swing and a miss. Another one there at 94 miles an hour. Tommy Edmonds in center. He is shaded towards left. Plenty of room between he and Hernandez in right field. Hold the string there. A nasty curveball at 81 and way out in front.
That's what you're covering with Snell. I mean, that kind of velocity dip off of the fastball. 97 top end, 81 on the curveball.
Oh, he's in strikeout mode right now, trying to get Colt Keith to chase out of the zone. Maybe show him something up right now to change the eye level, to then go back to that devastating breaking ball.
Slow one right in front of the plate. Now they got the runner at third. Torkelson in a rundown. He's tagged out. And a mistake there by the Tigers on a tough ball hit slowly back to the pitcher and the catcher.
You would think that the strikeout would be the best scenario, but that actually is the best scenario for Blake Snell and the LA Dodgers. Now you have runners at first and second. Presence of mind of Will Smith. He checks the runner at third. He realizes he can get Torkelson. Trail runner does not and cannot advance, and now you have runners at first and second with one out.
But the contact play was on, obviously, for Torkelson, but it's right in front of you, Eduardo. I mean, you have a chance as a base runner to veto that, but it's very difficult. Once you're going, you got to go on contact.
Javier Baez, the shortstop, bats now. I'd like to see him stay on the field and be healthy. That's what Javier Baez will do. He swings wildly at the first one. Played short, third, center in spring training. Only 80 games, guys, last year. On the ground to third, Muncy went to second and he double pumped it. Realized I got to go to first to get the out. And the runners advance. There are 2 down.
That's a great adjustment right there by Max Muncy, who had trouble taking it out of his glove. You see where he gets it right here. The transfer, because he did not funnel it to the midsection, ends up bobbling it away from his body, but had the presence of mind to getting Javi Baez at first base.
Snell has a chance here. He deals with the 8-hitter. That's Jake Rogers. He's the catcher.
Watch right here, away from his body, looking towards second base to try to get the force. That's when you tend to bobble the baseball out of the glove on the transfer.
The 1-0. A little high, 2-0. It's been an inning full of weak contact by the Tigers. Margot hit at 73 miles an hour. Keith and Baez each under 60. Leadoff walk, a single. Gets the call at the bottom of the zone. Home plate umpire tonight is Chris Conroy. John Tumpain's over there at first. Jeremy Rehack's at second. This ball hammered left field. Pages back, wall, he's there, it died on the track. And Jake Rogers spid for a 3-run homer, denied. The curveball gets him, Snell keeps it clean. Not an easy play for Pages. The glasses fly, he puts the brakes on and finds the baseball. Stadium, it is full to capacity. The home opener here for Los Angeles as Tarek Skubal gets a chance to see Freddie Freeman. Freeman swings at the first one, left center field, and heading back towards the track. A nice running catch. Riley Green. They're being very aggressive against Tarek Skubal. Freeman is retired.
That's the strategy, right? I mean, you have to match aggression on the mound with aggression at the plate. And that's Skubal right there. I mean, Skubal said before the year, what's his #1 goal? I just want to be a horse. I want to pitch 200 innings. Every at-bat, he wants to end in 4 pitches or less. Come on.
Now, Tommy Edman set to step in. Before he does, he calls time to get a little extra time before he gets in there.
I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. And the reason I say that is because Tommy Edman better from the right side than the left side. He's a switch hitter, but he's a high ball, fastball guy. And Skubal is a high ball, fastball pitcher.
You guys know Skubal loves challenges like this. In spring training, he actually asked to face the better lineups, and that even meant traveling to see the Phillies, traveling to see the Orioles. Pitchers don't do that often.
This one is smoked to left field. Good call, Eddie Perez. They got a sinker, and he hammered it. Tommy Edman, a home run to left. The Dodgers lead it 1-0.
Just where we left off, last year in the postseason, just where he left off in Japan as well. Tommy Edman has a game plan against every pitcher with what their strength is. His right-handed swing is so much better. His left-handed swing has got him better, but not like the right-handed swing. And oh my, he has not missed those heaters.
Will Smith next up. He swings at the first one. This one is down the right field line. Margot is in fair territory. I thought Eduardo Perez Coney midseason form calling the Edman hit.
Right, all over it. You know, when you think about when Edman was traded to the Dodgers last year, a lot of teams were in on this. Everybody wanted this guy. The Dodgers won once again. And boy, are they happy about it now. Gets him on the board here on opening day.
It's a guy that can hit for power, a guy that can play so many different positions and can play at an elite level as well.
The LCS MVP, he, remember, had 11 RBIs, had 11 hits. And now Muncy with 2 down in a 1-0 Dodger game. One thing Skubal doesn't do is give up homers to lefties. He has given up 4 career homers. One of them was to Freeman last year. Muncy. That thing had a lot of topspin on it, and that sent Margot back. He reached up and got it. Well, the aggressive approach has paid off. It's 1-0 thanks to Edman's homer. We'll talk with Teoscar Hernandez. Teo will join us when we come back. Teoscar Hernandez, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good, you know, excited. Pretty good show before the game. Happy to be back here in Dodger Stadium.
You can hear Teoscar. You can ask him a question using that hashtag AskSNB. He wears a microphone for us as we start a 1-0 game. And Kreidler, he gets it, 1 down the line in left field. It is fielded there. And how about Ryan Kreidler, who they didn't expect a ton of offense from, leading off with a single. Teo, for people who didn't see it, what was your most favorite part of that opening ceremony?
I'm gonna say the entrance of what's the name? I always forgot.
Ice Cube in the car?
The Ice Cube, yeah.
And Cube drove the World Series trophy in.
Yeah, that was amazing. You know, presentation, the firewalls, and everything.
Very Hollywood as Sandy Ibanez steps up.
You know, here in LA, they make everything a little better.
Teo stays with LA 3 years, $66 million contract. As Snell gets set on an 0-1. Runner goes Kreidler, and this is hit slowly to Muncy. One play for the out at first. You can hear the change. You can see those beautiful cleats you got on there, Teo. Tell us about your shoes.
I think they made a special ones. They asked me if I can wear it today, and I said, of course. I mean, why not? You know, show off a little bit. They have some pretty good colors. Not the Dodgers colors, but, you know, trying to show off a little bit.
Gleyber Torres up, Kreidler to scoring position.
And I think in the inside, it has the colors for autism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, autism.
Yep.
Very good. Right. How's your body adjusted from the trip over to Japan? How long did it take, or did it take any time at all?
1 day. The first night when we got here, I went to bed like around 10 and wake up 3 in the morning. Don't sleep for the rest of the day. And after that, I was fine.
Last year, you did a lot of touristing in Korea. What did you do in Seoul, Korea? What did you do this time in Tokyo?
Well, we went to Disney Sea. They had it over there as the only one in the world. So we got to go there, you know. Went around the city, tried the ramen. That was one of my priorities over there, trying the ramen. I tried the sushi. So, you know, good experience, good people, city, you feel like you're in a different place. Really different it's here in the States or in Dominican. But, you know, good experience, good atmosphere over there. The fans love baseball. They enjoy baseball in a different way.
3-1. That one is sent to right field, right to Teoscar.
Okay, so you mentioned sushi. By the way, 2 outs. You mentioned sushi. I thought you didn't like sushi going into Japan.
I still don't like it. But I have to try it, you know. It's Japan. It's one of the main things over there.
We're looking at a shot of what appears to be a massive tuna.
Where?
We just saw it. They were sawing it. What is that? A 500-pound tuna that?
Oh, they presented to us.
Yes.
It was 400 and something
pounds.
Yeah, pounds. It was big.
Give us a little perspective on Shohei Ohtani in Japan. What did you observe? What did you see?
I mean, I see Shohei everywhere. His face, it was everywhere. They're crazy about him. I mean, it's Shohei. It's unbelievable. Just everything that he can do on the field, out of the field.
Sky high to bet. Smokey is there. Teo, as you run off the field, here's your fan question for tonight.
Yep.
What is your favorite sunflower seed flavor?
Ranch.
Ranch?
Bacon ranch, yes.
That's it.
That's the one. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you again. Have a great season.
Yep, you too.
Boston Yankees. What are the expectations for the Dodgers this year?
Do it again this year, Buster. Run it back.
All right. Blake Snell, you're managing him for the first time. What have you learned about him that you didn't know before you guys signed him?
You know what? I didn't realize he was such a baseball rat. You see the physicality, you see the stuff, the skill set, but this guy's a baseball rat. He's got his own travel ball team. He watches baseball, studies hitters, and he just loves the game of baseball.
Dave, thanks. All right, Carl, back to you.
All right, Buster, thank you very much. 8-9, back to the top. Rojas, Pages, and then Ohtani for Skubal here in the bottom of the third. Dodgers get a 1-0 lead on an Edman homer. Ground ball to third. Nice job over there by Ibanez, and he goes across. Just think about this, fellas. So Dave Roberts and Aaron Boone both make it to the World Series. Roberts acknowledges, had things not gone that way, even in the postseason, he wasn't sure he was coming back. They have since given him a 4-year deal. Isn't it amazing how things worked out? And you tell me, what the heck's the difference between Dave Roberts making the World Series and winning it and getting to the World Series or getting to the playoffs?
All fair points. It's an unfair position, right, to be in. Sometimes managers get the blame when they don't deserve it. Sometimes they get the credit when they don't deserve it. But he's as good as anybody at handling a clubhouse, handling this market. And he's in the middle of trying to present a dynasty to the franchise. I can't see anybody else managing this team right now, regardless of whether they won last year or not.
He's always been very comfortable in his skin, of course. Won that World Series with that huge steal. Playing for the Red Sox, he's now managed to 2 World Series on a ground ball out by Pages, and that brings up Shohei Ohtani. Managing Ohtani is one sort of unique aspect to this Dodger team. They seem to have a phenomenal relationship and dynamic.
And one of the big reasons is because Ohtani wanted to be here, right? He took that deal because he was the one that set that deal and put it in front of them, and he has been nothing but great since putting on number 17 for the Dodgers.
So remember the first pitch, he swung at fastball, ground ball. Here he starts him off with a changeup. The career highs that he set last year. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there literally is a book of superlatives from Ohtani. This is not even scratching the surface. You remember on September 19th when he joined the 50-50 club, he went 6 for 6 and had 10 RBI in the game.
That take right there, the way he bobbed his head back, tells you that he's looking away the entire at-bat.
2-1 down the line, and that's going to get off the screen.
It's a good job by Skubal coming back in there. That couldn't catch up to it. He's checking to see if the bat is broken or not. Good life running into his hands.
98-mile-an-hour two-seamer. The first 2-strike count against Skubal tonight.
Hit that one hard off the glove of the second baseman Gleyber Torres. That was a rocket off the bat of Ohtani, who, by the way, in just 1 year plus now 3 games has the 12 hardest hit balls in the StatCast era for the Dodgers. He's got all 12, the top 12.
Great view. Gleyber Torres getting a jump, but just too quick off Ohtani's bat head. It's right off the end of the bat. Now you have a threat at first base with 58 stolen bases last year for Ohtani.
Not going. Mookie looks at 1 down, 1-0.
You can see Skubal make the adjustment this inning. A lot of off-speed pitches on the first pitch. He sees the Dodgers very aggressive with their approach so far.
He was the first player to lead baseball in extra base hits, stolen bases. He was ranked 2nd. So he's the first since Willie Mays to finish in the top 2 in both extra base hits and steals in a season. And he shorted them by 1. He had 59 last year to go with the 99 extra base hits. 1-1 to Mookie. Back up the middle, off Skubal. Torres slipped. He won't be able to get it. A bad break for Skubal. It's first and third for the Dodgers with 2 down.
Dodgers getting something started with 2 outs. The speed of Ohtani gets him to third, but Gleyber Torres at second base. It's the second time already we've seen him slip. 1 coming out of the box, and 2 right here as this ball's going up the middle until it hits Skubal. And Gleyber has to change and pivot towards his left, and he slips once again. Wonder what cleats he's using right now, if they're the plastic bottoms or if he's going with the metal spikes.
Big-time RBI opportunities for a guy who saw as much as any last year, Teoscar Hernandez. A changeup gets him at 0-1. Mookie a threat to go at first. Ohtani at third. Not going. Swing and a miss. Challenged him up top at 98.
There are the cleats right there of Gleyber Torres. You see, they're the metal spikes, but are they?
They look like baby teeth.
Look pretty muddy out there.
0-2. Skubal bears down when he needs to, and a couple of changeups there to strand him at first and third. Coney impressive.
Seam shifted Wake.
Right in it.
Manager of the Detroit Tigers. You got to watch the Dodgers championship ceremony. A lot of your players were watching.
Yeah.
What was that like?
No, I mean, they deserve the accolades. I mean, they were the best team in the league last year. They lasted all the way to the end, and, you know, we tip our cap to them, and then we go out and try to beat them.
Tarik Skubal, Cy Young Award winner. What did you see in him this spring coming off of that?
You know, a ton of strikes, kind of like tonight. You see their game plan is exactly what you would expect for a guy who throws so many strikes. He pounds the strike zone, elite stuff. His presence is incredible. Obviously made some big pitches there on the one inning where they gave him some stress, but glad he's on our side.
AJ, thanks. Carl, back to you.
5th year for AJ Hinch. He's got 307 wins in Detroit. On a 1-1 to Spencer Torkelson. And Snell misses down, 2 balls and a strike. AJ Hinch, perfect guy for a gritty, gutsy Detroit team.
The guy can manage. There's no 2 ways about it. He knows what he's doing there. And the thing thing is he gets a lot of credit for being very new school and analytically oriented. He's actually more human interest oriented.
Yes.
Than he gets credit for. He's a good blend of both. 2-2.
The Dodgers lead 1-0. They were 68-15 when scoring first last year. That's a winning percentage of .819, which was best in Major League Baseball.
3-2.
Blake Snell has walked one. Full count to the cleanup hitter Torkelson, who walked his first time up. And he will now walk again. Sunday, fellas, we're going to go, as you know, to San Diego. So that's Tatis and the Padres. They host Matt Olson and the Braves. Sunday Night Baseball is back at 7 Eastern time on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Will start at 6 Eastern. Baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown on ESPN. Two very good teams that will compete in the National League for best record. That's a foul ball. Tigers have been 1 for 7 so far tonight against Snell with men on base.
Just realized we don't have to take a red eye back to the East Coast.
Not tonight. But like Teo, I was up at 3:30 this morning coming from the East Coast out here. We'll adjust and get into that Sunday night game and then be a mess for a couple more days.
Yeah.
And we'll sign up for that any day.
Absolutely. The long weekend on the West Coast.
Exactly. One to Margot. This is the part of the order that had some success against him, and there they go again. Torkelson avoids it because he had to. He will stay at second, but boy, deja vu all over again. A walk and a single.
And Manny Margot just not afraid of getting jammed. Hits the ball the other way and then starts the season off 2 for 2 going the other way. And this time Torkelson has to stay, allowing the baseball to get by.
Two for 2, rubbing your thumbs both times.
Yeah, and neither one of those balls hit over 80 miles an hour, but they're in business again here against Snell for Colt Keith. Hit that little bleeder that Will Smith jumped all over, and then they caught Torkelson off third.
The Tigers would love to push Snell's pitch count up because A.J. Hinch is ready to make some maneuvering on the bench, ready to get Kerry Carpenter in the game and his first chance. That's what you're going to expect, especially early in the going from the Tigers. They're going to maneuver. They're going to flip the script, pinch hit. That guy's ready. He's going to have a bat. He knows he's going to hit. Just a matter of when, and he can swing it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Dodger Stadium a little quiet right now.
Sped him up right there. This is where experience comes in now for Colt Keith. Having seen that he already had struck him out. Better said on a fielder's choice, a little ground ball too. Will Smith, last time up.
That shaded right up the middle on a 1-2 with nobody out and 2 on. Left center field, here comes Sandy Pages. Shallow enough, no advancement for the runners.
I'm out.
You know, you go on a magic run like they did. There's so many different heroes. You can just watch highlight reels of the Tigers' second half last year. There were not one consistent name called. All of them contributed to what Detroit did.
They all did, and the one thing that you have to give credit to A.J. Hinch is he allowed his players to play, and when he needed that pinch hit at bat, he was consistent taking them out and having them root for each other the entire time. That's a tough thing to do with a 26-man roster.
Here's Baez. Beats one into the ground. Rojas will come. He'll go to first. That's the only play he had there on a slowly hit ball. Another one. Have not been able to square Snell up, so he's got himself 2 outs and the runners in scoring position.
Number 34, Jake Rogers.
Look at the changeup grip and the movement on that pitch. Just great execution from Snell. Javi Baez was swinging a fastball. He got the changeup.
It's amazing for a player like Javi Baez who slows everything down defensively. He's a master on the defensive side. On the offensive side, it seems like everything just accelerates. And he should know that everybody's attacking him differently on that first pitch.
That's out.
Because of his aggressiveness.
If he could flip the script and start to get really selective, he would throw everybody's scouting report off.
Completely.
What's he doing? He's always swinging.
He did that for like 1 month with the Mets, remember?
Yes.
He's done it before. And that's the thing. He did it with the Mets. He did it with the Cubs as well. But when the games matter, it seems like his focus, that uber focus, just becomes, it makes him that superstar player that he could be.
3-1 now as Rogers takes all the way on a 3-0. Ryan Kreidler, the 9-hole hitter, is on deck. He singled his last time up. Rogers sent Baez to the track before he made a nice shoestring grab. 3-1, ball 4. So they are loaded for Ryan Kreidler. Second walk of the inning for Blake Snell.
Four's good. Thanks,
and that brings Mark Pryor, the pitching coach, out to the mound to talk to Snell.
Kreidler last year against left-handed pitching hit 173. So they're going to tell him, even though he got a base hit last time on a jam shot, just continue to pitch your game and trust your stuff.
Craving more baseball? Just tell Siri, show me today's MLB schedule.
Kreidler got a first pitch fastball last time up, got a hit. He swings at the first pitch a lot. A little under 50% of the time. Bases loaded here for Snell. Not a lot of margin for error. But pay attention to this first pitch. If Kreidler gets a fastball, he's liable to cheat and start it early and get a pretty decent swing on it.
Loaded with Tigers. Strike one, bottom of the zone, good pitch. Kreidler, make no mistake about it, given the injuries, was selected over Henry Malloy and others because he plays defense, but he's got an awesome opportunity right here.
And Blake Snell now going to the windup with the bases loaded. First pitch was a curveball, second one off speed again.
And he's calling. He's driving the bus. He's got the pitch comm on. He's making the calls on the mound.
Swing and a miss. Filthy changeup from Snell to get ahead. That is the 10th swing and miss from a Tiger hitter against Snell. And the crowd senses this important pitch.
Great block. That's where you put a check mark right next to the lineup card if you're one of the coaches in the Dodgers bench.
Takes a lot of trust, Eduardo. It's a great point. Bases loaded. To drop that hook on top of home plate right there. A lot of trust in Smith.
A career sub 150 hitter. That one did get away from Smith. Torkelson's going to score, and we are tied at 1. He had no chance.
Did his best to try to block it, throwing that right shoulder up, but just could not. Way out in front.
Did you see where the ball landed?
Yeah. I thought he was going with the fastball up. Instead,
he barely got it past the grass cutout. That was a 50-footer.
And he then gets some fishing on a changeup. Wild sequence. Some of the things we talked about when Blake Snell's on the mound. New ball game as we head to the bottom of the 4th. It's Detroit 1 and the Dodgers 1. Thanks to Corona, Playa is always just a lime away. about last year in the World Series. He set a whole bunch of records in the process. First walk-off grand slam in World Series history, which was in Game 1. Hit a homer in each of the first 4 games of a single series. 6 straight World Series games, he ended up with a homer between 21 and 24, the longest streak all time. Good contact the first time up, sent one to the warning track and left. Pre-game ceremony, it was Gibby meeting Freddie. They both were involved in that first pitch. Quite a scene here in Los Angeles on the 0-2. Skubal fields his position, and I'll ask Cody, did you see anything in that interaction between?
It looked to me like Snell was saying that's my fault, because he really overthrew that curveball. That was an impossible block for Will Smith, and I think he was acknowledging that. Look where it lands. I mean, and how it takes off. Anytime you got tight spin on a curveball, it's going to shoot the other way, and that's exactly what happened there. And
home run hitter Tommy Edman, he starts him off with a curveball. What needs to develop for a guy that seemed to have a magical season last year for Skubal as he gets set on an 0-1?
You know, it feels to me why Skubal is, his style of pitching is, you know, so sustainable for the next several years is because of his attitude on the mound. He's just relentlessly aggressive. And if you need to make adjustments, it's sort of the old school thing. I'm going to throw my fastballs early. You're going to adjust to me. If you start cheating and hitting my fastball, then I'm going to make adjustments. Exactly what we've seen here. Second, third time.
Right center field. This one's got a little carry. Kreidler going back, still going. Oh, Ryan Kreidler makes an incredible catch at the wall. Check that. It was Margot who cut in front of him to make the play. Manny Margot ends up with it in his glove. Was it Kreidler who flipped it to him?
I think Kreidler flipped it to him.
All right.
Carl, because it was a beautiful play. Look where Kreidler starts. Left center field. He then takes a peek at the wall. He knows exactly where he's at, and he makes a sliding catch, feeling the turf and celebrating a Skubal. That's what the Tigers wanted to do the entire time. They were going defense over offense. That's a big reason why Kreidler is out there right now.
Tremendous play, and while on the ground, flipped it to Margot, who threw it back in. But Kreidler is in center, as we talked about, because of the injuries to the other players.
Opening day managerial decision confirmed.
Very much so.
And they've been looking for a center fielder, right? You have Meadows that's out. Perez also out. They tried Javi Baez as well in spring training, and you could see him maybe not starting, but moving to center field if need be in some scenarios.
That's a shot into right. That's going to get down off the bat of Will Smith. A couple of hard hit balls here in this inning from Edman and now Smith.
Number 13, Max.
Deep breath for Tarik Skubal as he gets set to deal with a guy. When he gets on a roll, Max Muncy is as good as there is. And he takes a big rip at that first one.
A.J. Hinch told us he'd be thrilled with 6 innings and 90 pitches from Skubal today. His pitch count in excellent shape right here.
Misses away. We talk about credibility for managers and front office when it's validated by a play like Kreidler. You mentioned it when we talked about Hinch. He has that cred with his team because of his experience, his success. It's a big step early in the season for a team that's banged up to see Kreidler, who made that opening day roster, to make a play like that.
That's a great point. The strength of this team is their pitching staff, and the Cy Young Award winner from last year is on the mound today.
50th pitch.
And what do you need when you have great pitching staff? You need to have a really good defense to play along as well.
Four different times Max Muncy has hit 35 homers or more. Famous name Duke Snider is the only guy that's done it 5 times in franchise history.
He was pretty good.
He was really good. Swing and a miss. Boy, Tarik Skubal goes changeup. Lived on the edge a little bit, but he got bailed out by the center fielder Ryan Kreidler with an outstanding catch. He goes to deep center. We stay 1-1. We head to the 5th here in LA. Coney, Eddie, and Buster suit up this season. MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, the hats, the hoodies, the t-shirts, the whole thing. Visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. Hideo Nomo action, Ohtani in gold letters. First pitch here in the 5th from Blake Snell is a curveball to get ahead 0-1 on the foul at the plate.
The tornado. Remember Nomo, the tornado, that delivery? You first saw him pitch? Wow.
The Japanese influence on this organization cannot be overstated. And the amount of money that it allows this organization to play with. We talked about the investment in the players. They also invested in a brand new clubhouse, which seemingly took about an hour to do. But boy, is it incredible what these players, the manager now, Dave Roberts, has some new digs. One-one to Ibanez. Swing and a drive left field. Pages still going back. He's there at the track to make the play on a changeup that just got Ibanez up front. Get free MLB.tv with T-Mobile. Redeem today at T-Mobile.com/MLB. So guys, and Buster, you can chime in on this. Blake Snell and his wife really wanted to be on the West Coast, be in LA. Of course, he was with the Padres and the Giants. 5 years, $182 million. Last year, has LA become a place where players who've made money in their career, and maybe those that haven't, say, I want to be part of that, so I can take less? Because it feels like Snell could have probably made some more money if he wanted to.
I think that's a valid point, especially in Snell's case. the West Coast kid. Wanted to be out here.
And his wife, she's also from the area as well. So when you're at this stage in your career and you've made plenty of money, it's now where's your happiness? And this La La Land here is a very happy place.
That one's going to drop in front of the center fielder, Edman. So Gleyber is aboard.
Carl,
yeah, go ahead, Buster.
I was going to say, I mean, the Dodgers certainly have a lot of resources. They pay a lot of great players a lot of money. They also have built an excellent clubhouse culture. I was talking about this with Clayton Kershaw before the game. Players come here and they love the dynamic that you have with Mookie and Freddie and a Shohei grinding it out. A guy like Kirby Yates coming here at a time when he's nearing the end of his career has a chance at a title.
Yeah, I think the ring thing is a real thing, and that's what Roberts told us before the game when we asked him about kind of the mentality of backing up. He said, well, we're all hungry. And he said, and Snell said, if you guys are hungry, I'm starving. I haven't eaten yet. It just feels like with this collection of talent, Cody, you made the point, 6 through 10 on their rotation may be better than many teams 1 through 5.
Hey, if you think about it, look at their depth in the starting rotation alone and what's coming back this summer. Kershaw, Ohtani.
You can stop there, but
yeah, start with 2 Hall of Famers, Cody.
And the resources they have, if they have any needs, they have the prospects or the talent to be able to go and trade for anybody they want, or be at or near the top.
Hey, Kershaw is going to throw live batting practice to hitters on Saturday, same day that Ohtani's expected to begin to throw in earnest as he begins to ramp up and work his way back.
Major League Baseball did a study over the last couple of years about all the pitchers' injuries, interviewing numerous former and current players, and what they found is that the time that injuries are most prevalent are this part of the year, the ramp-up phase, the later spring training, April month.
2-2 to Green, that's outside.
The way you can guard against that is more depth and giving guys extra rest, whether it's Tyler Glasnow needs an extra day, or even Blake Snell, or when you start to get some of those reinforcements back in the second half of the year, that you can skip a start here and there. You can protect these guys, but especially early in the year. That's when pitchers are most susceptible to injury, as you start to gear up. Blake Snell's throwing the ball better now, or harder with more effort, than he did all spring training.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Green hits this one at the end of the bat. It's going to drop in front of the right fielder, Hernandez. He fires to third. Not in time. It's backed up by Snell, but down to second base goes Green, and once again the Tigers applying pressure on the Dodgers.
Third time through the order now for Blake Snell. We're seeing better contact both by Gleyber Torres and by Riley Green right here with 2 strikes. Ball down, he's able to go and get it, and then Teoscar Hernandez in right field has to keep this ball down, not try to get Teoscar at third, but try to keep the force in double play in order. Does not, and Riley Green ends up at second base.
Great hitting by Riley Green. Good job by Snell backing up.
Sure was. And now a chance for Spencer Torkelson, who has walked twice. On a play down the right field line.
I mean, it seems like a small thing. Most pitchers are taught this, but you got to get there. And he got a little bit of a break because the ball got hung up a little bit. But he's where he's supposed to be. You see a lot of pitchers who aren't nowadays.
Torkelson scored the only run for the Tigers. That's too far inside. A four-seam fastball. You saw Snell hop a few times. He wanted that pitch. It's even at 1-1. Well, with Skubal on the mound and likely another inning perhaps to go, a huge opportunity for the Tigers to grab a lead for him. Snell creeps towards that 85 pitch mark.
Exactly. We're mind melding. That's exactly what I was going to say.
3-1.
Give Torkelson a lot of credit. He has not swung a lot of pitches, has not chased a lot of pitches out of the zone. Two big reasons why he's been able to walk both times up. Seeing a lot of pitches again this at bat.
There is action in the Dodger pen. Ooh, swing and a miss. Pulled the string and a changeup. But a 3-1 pitch.
But it was in the zone. And you got to give Snell a lot of credit, trusting him by throwing that, even though first base is open, with Manny Margot, who's 2 for 2 on deck.
The righty Ben Kasparius warms up, full count. No swing. Spencer Torkelson has been on base 3 times with 3 walks.
Dave Roberts, what do you do now? I mean, you have Kerry Carpenter on the bench. We talked about it earlier. If you go and get Snell right now, Kerry Carpenter then comes up. In the meantime, do you let him face 2 for 2 Margot? He's going to allow his #1 starter to go out there and face Margot.
Bases loaded for Manny Margot. Just acquired. And he gets the benefit of the call to Snell.
That's
All
where
down.
That's where Will Smith was very elite last year on pitches down, being able to steal some of those calls.
There is Carpenter, headband ready to go. Margot just acquired. 1-1.
What a luxury to have Kerry Carpenter on the bench.
It's a real weapon. Dave Roberts knows that as well.
Absolutely. Lifted high in the air, deep to center field, certainly deep enough to get the go-ahead run home from third in Gleyber Torres, and that's a really good job by Manny Margot. It's now 2-1 Tigers.
Professional at bat.
Excellent at bat right there by Manny Margot. This pitch designed to be down, and he was able to still elevate it. Snell trying to get the ground ball to see if he could get 2. Instead, Margot does his job and gets high fives on his way in.
So Kreidler, the decision to keep him on the roster, a terrific play in center field, and the signing of Manny Margot early on here in game 1. Both those moves have paid off for him. First and third for Colt Keith. Lined out to left his last time up.
This will be Blake Snell's last hitter, one way or another, most likely.
This will be the 25th pitch of the inning. And there he is, Ben Kasparius, who figured in the World Series plans for the Dodgers last year. That's in there for a strike.
And if it is his last hitter, then A.J. Hinch will have a decision to make. Does he hit for Javi Baez, or does he go pitching and defense with the lead and allow Baez to hit?
1-2. Brown wants the pitch, wants the out. They get the chopper. It's fielded by Freeman, who will hurry to the bag and retire Colt Keith. They'll strand 2. They score 1. Manny Margot has been a hero with a couple of hits and a sac fly. They give Skubal the lead. offensively, and he has helped give Tarek Skubal the lead. The changeup has been poison for the Dodgers. Coney spoke to him earlier this week about it.
This is the grip. I mean, it's kind of like a circle change, right? Like a traditional one, I guess, circle two-seam change. I'm not trying to pronate. That's like basically my cue is like, I'm not trying to turn it over. I'm just trying to like almost throw like a two-seam fastball with these two fingers. And by doing that, you know, I hold on to the ball a little bit longer. And then you kind of let the seams and a lot of stuff that I don't quite understand. But you let a lot of things work in your favor.
Talking about his changeup, it's very refreshing for him to say, and there's some things in there I really don't understand, but I know it works.
He does know it works because he has conviction behind the pitch. I spent my whole career trying to turn over changeups, pronate, like he said.
Yep.
What we've learned with the high-speed cameras, you don't have to do that. You can keep your natural wrist position. For his is more of kind of in a cut fastball position, a two-seamer, and just throw it and let the seams do their work and catch the wind. That's what seam-shifted wake is. Trust the seams to do their work.
Rojas looks at one of the dirt. Will that help perhaps alleviate some injuries? It feels like pronation puts so much stress on that elbow.
Absolutely, great point. Just throw with your natural wrist position, whatever you do naturally.
2-2, and there was another changeup. Rojas grounds out.
You know, what you think is if you hold it in your natural position for him, kind of a high 3/4 off to the side a little bit, you think that your changeup's going to cut a little bit. But in order for him to stay in that wrist position right there and just throw it, the ball's going to naturally do what you want it to do if you allow the seams to do the work. If you get the seams oriented right and you stay in that cut fastball position and you just rip it, you just trust it and rip it off your fingers, the orientation of the seams will catch and give you that fade that you're looking for at the end.
As opposed to that.
As opposed to trying to force it and turn it over. As opposed to trying to help make the ball move that way, you just stay right here and throw it and let the seams do the work.
Right.
The seam orientation is key, and that's the concept of seam shifted wake.
What I think is tricky is as a hitter, you're looking, sometimes you can see the fingers off the baseball on guys that throw changeups. And you can see the pronation. But with Skubal, you cannot. And not that deception, plus you subtract the 10 miles per hour from the fastball to El Cambio, maybe a little bit even more. That's what gets really nasty for hitters. It's on you. That 99 mile per hour pitch on a 62nd pitch of the game in on you is then tough to adjust to that changeup. That's why you get such high chase rates.
You turn the Ohtani signed ball back in, you got a clean baseball now?
Clean baseball, that's it.
They got worried when you reached over, thought maybe you'd lose that ball.
It's the old Jim Bouton line, right? I spent my whole life gripping a baseball when I realized it was the other way around.
On a 1-2, and a good at bat here from Andy Pages. Shohei Ohtani is on deck. Amazing again, and we talked about it a lot at the top, how economical Skubal is because he lives in the zone. 1-2, and the good at bat is paid off with a great finish for Pages, the 9-hitter, to single off Skubal. Skubal has hit the ball, or seen the ball hit hard twice by Ohtani, each over 109 miles an hour. That's how he pitched him in his second at bat. A couple of changeups to start. A little different than his first at bat. Comes inside, they throw behind. Pages, a perfect throw from Jake Rogers.
I like that first pitch right there. In, hard in. Jake Rogers, knowing that he's asking for that pitch there, has a good chance of throwing behind the runner.
think about the weapons that Skubal has confidence in. Obviously, that 4-seam, 2-seam, and changeup combo. The slider, it's kind of something that he's a little leery of at times. It's a good time for it here.
2-0. Oh, in there for a strike.
Let's see how that changeup cut away. Hitting his spots. That's what makes him so difficult. 2-0, fastball count. You're geared up for it. Throws a changeup for a strike.
He put on such a show last year in this park. See one big swing that's fouled off. You see Ohtani pay attention to Rogers. Post All-Star break last year, Ohtani hit 25 homers, had 36 stolen bases, both most in baseball. He hit 10 homers in the month of September. He stole 16 bases. Every at-bat is an opportunity for Ohtani history. He grounds one hard to Torres, who will go to second for one. They will not get Ohtani and his speed at first. But Skubal avoids an Ohtani mistake.
He gets him to ground out again.
Great pitch. He just ate up Ohtani right there. You think about back-to-back. Boy, 96 two-seamer just running in. You know what? I like the way that one looked. I'm going to do it again, only up to 99 miles an hour, and just eats up Ohtani.
Come out. There's no let-up in this lineup, right? You go from Shohei Ohtani to Mookie Betts, and you cannot just take a deep breath because Betts loves these moments.
Ohtani speed at first. Here's the 1-0 on the way to Mookie. 2-0, a little high. An inning that Skubal has thrown over 20 pitches with that guy Freddie Freeman in the hole after Teoscar Hernandez.
Ball. It's good old-fashioned starting pitcher facing a great lineup the third time through the order.
Second time in a row, 2-0 count. He goes with a changeup. This time he missed.
First 3-ball count for Skubal since the first inning.
0-4. It's a little different strategy when you got a 1-run lead. You're in the third time through the lineup. He's a little more careful with his pitches now than earlier in the game when he was getting a lot of the plate. It's a different scenario here.
Is it a comfort thing with I'd rather face this guy than Betts?
That's what it seemed like, didn't it?
It just seemed like he pitched Mookie very carefully right there, and he's aware of the situation in the game.
Big numbers last year for this guy, Teoscar Hernandez. He swings, sends one high in the air, deep to center field. Back is Kreidler. He will not get it. A 3-run home run for Teoscar Hernandez. On a first pitch 4-seam fastball, the Dodgers back on top.
Well, he got the mic, and then he got the 4-seam fastball, and he did not miss. Teoscar Hernandez, last year, second in all of baseball with runners on base, taking advantage of it. Jumped all over this 4-seam fastball. Did not wait.
Speaks to the relentless offense, Coney, that the pitchers are going to have to navigate this year.
Absolutely. After a walk, Teoscar sitting on first pitch heater, drills it.
How about the lineup configuration that Doc Roberts put in there today by hitting Freddie Freeman in the 4th spot, separating Mookie from Freddie because of Terry Skubal. Pays off.
First pitch fastball, middle away. Teoscar does what Teoscar does, loses it.
Yeah, the home run derby champion from last year, Teoscar Hernandez, in 3 years, $66 million to smile and throw sunflower seeds. And he delivers the big blow of the night here in the 5th. Freeman the other way, playable for Green. Well, you work your butt off, man, to get Ohtani. You pitch around perhaps Betts to face Teoscar Hernandez, a 28-pitch war that inning won by LA.
Third time around the line, it doesn't matter who you are. It is tough to maneuver. First it was Snell, then Skubal, then Teoscar just put the exclamation mark on it.
For the Los Angeles Dodgers right there, Teoscar Hernandez. Three-run Jimmy Jack gives him a 4-2 lead. And that get the wheels spinning. Ben Casparius is now in to spell Snell, who was ripped off the hook there by that shot from Teoscar Hernandez. Last year he appeared in 3 games. They were kind of big, an ERA of 2.16, and just another arm that we'll see coming out of this bullpen that can just throw 95 to 100. And now on the other side, A.J. Hinch has brought up left-handed hitting Zach McKinstry. Westport, Connecticut. Casparius, first pitch, right down the middle at 96. Numbers from Zach McKinstry last season.
Well,
I can absolutely see the baseball fan who's not a fan of the Dodgers get a little weary of all the accolades being sent their way. But it is true, this is going to be the best bullpen that Dave Roberts has had at his disposal since he's taken over. And it's not really close.
Rotation too, right?
Yeah.
And on and on.
Well, that's the big question all year that's going to just hang over baseball. Can anybody beat the Dodgers? The whole season is framed around that question.
Yeah, and I guess the first milestone, or the one that people will point to, is the 01 Mariners that won 116 games. We saw Oral Hershiser before the game. He's declared he thinks they're going to break that record. They're going to win at least 117. Is it ESPN Bet who has the over-under at 104? But there's 2 very different seasons. You could win 117. You get into the tournament, get into the postseason. Anything can happen.
Yeah, see Seattle Mariners circa 2000.
Exactly. (3-2) McKinstry, first batter of the 6th, and that's not a good one from Casparius. McKinstry is sprinting down to first to see if Will Smith will go get it, but a leadoff walk
Curious. Goes with a 3-2 slider right there. If you're a starting pitcher and you pitch a really good game and it comes down to that one pitch, that's your reaction. That, you know, that's going to wake you up at night. When you put your head on your pillow at night, that one pitch is what you're going to remember. Good. And that's the difference of the game.
Ranch, baby. Ranch.
That's not disengagement.
And now Rogers with Alex Vesia, the lefty, warming up in the Dodger pen. And that's going to get down. And Kasperius comes in. He gives up the walk. McKinstry, an aggressive turn around second, but it's first and second on the Jake Rogers single.
I have to be scratching my head right now in the Dodgers dugout, where Kasperius seems like he shook off to go with the slider for the walk. And then first pitch again, 82-mile-per-hour slider up in the zone, base hit. You got 96 to 99 in your back pocket. A well-located pitch up by 2 runs. There's no way that I am walking the leadoff hitter with a 2-run lead. And that comes with experience, right, Coney?
It does. It's going to come with a pinch hitter here and maybe one of their best hitters. You're going to have to face now, Kerry Carpenter. First and second, nobody out.
And one of the goals that Kerry Carpenter had in this offseason was to come into training camp and show the Tigers, I can be an everyday player. I can face lefties and righties. And this was the bullet in the pocket of A.J. Hinch. When do we load it and pull Kerry Carpenter? And here is that spot in the 6th against the righty Kasperius with 2 on and nobody out. He bats for Kreidler. Swing and a miss. That's a nasty curveball. So Kreidler out and Kerry Carpenter in. See what he did with pitches in the zone. That is the StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Better than Ohtani, Judge, Rooker of the A's, and Witt Jr. Back-to-back curveballs. Well, 27-year-old out of Eustis, Florida. Anxiety time for Dave Roberts right now. Underneath, popped up on the infield. Betts goes over there. Infield fly rule is called, and there's one down.
The classic backward style of pitching, right? The slow stuff, the first 2 pitches, and finish them and jam them with the fastball.
And a well-executed fastball at that. And this was the guy, Kerry Carpenter, maybe and perhaps what Dave Roberts was trying to avoid early. By second guessing himself, should I have come in with a lefty to try to avoid that guy right there? But you get him out, but you still have 2 runners on.
Yeah, for a good hitter, Andy Ibanez back to the top. McKinstry is the runner at second. Tigers tonight 0 for 10, runners in scoring position. And that one is going to creep over the screen and into row 1. Ibanez lined out, grounded out to third, then lined out to left. University of Connecticut product, Ben Kasperius. 0-2. Terrific program run by Jim Penders. 0-2 to Ibanez. That one gets away and
looks like a foul.
Yeah, did it? They're going to send McKinstry back to second. One and two.
0-2. Kind of get the feeling that this is the spot for the Tigers right here. Top of the order, Gleyber Torres on deck. Got to get something out of this to get back in this game.
Spoiled there by Ibanez. Kasperius described spring training, trying to make the roster. He said, I knew it was going to be a bloodbath with the amount of talent we had to crack this roster. 2-2.
It seemed like right there he throws that fastball just for show to then throw the breaking ball now. See if Ibanez is playing along as well, thinking along.
Oscar going to give it a peek, still looking over there, and he runs out of room.
Feels light in those shoes.
Yeah. After a 3-run home run, you lose a little weight.
Nothing hurts.
Nothing hurts.
Counting the steps.
8th pitch of the at-bat from the guy that was thrust into the starting rotation for Game 4 the World Series last year, Ben Kasperius. 2-2. Coming to Ibanez.
He is so right now as a hitter locked in with anything middle away that if Kasperius can land a 4-seam fastball in the inner half, he could freeze him.
6 swings, no misses, all foul balls. This at bat for Ibanez. 2-2. That was a foul tip into the mitt of Smith. 94-mile-an-hour cutter.
On the inside part of the plate, elevated, and Ibanez gets beat on it. Right there, just throw it up in the zone. Ibanez locked in on anything soft.
Yeah, after all those breaking balls, the perceived velocity on that pitch much greater than the actual velocity. Meaning that you've got to react so quickly to hit that pitch.
Gleyber Torres singled his last time up. Found the cutter on the outside corner. Hitting off speed, off speed, off speed, then a fastball. You go back to the dugout and think like, boy, that must have been 98. And you find that it was only 94 that happened.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? I'm wondering if Kasperius also is looking at the radar and saying, I don't have my best fastball. But a well-placed one. As Coney said, perceived velocity does play big, especially after seeing so many breaking pitches.
Kasperius has worked his way back into a situation where after a walk and a single to lead off the inning, he can get out of it with any damage.
There's Joseph. We talk about for pitchers, count leverage is everything. Kasperius with a 1-2 count here has Gleyber in a very defensive position.
Gleyber Torres bearded after leaving the Yankees at the plate. Fouls another one off.
And guys like Woody Williams, Josh Tomlins, guys like that did not throw hard, had to locate because they had to believe in their stuff. This is where now again with Gleyber Torres, do you come hard in and elevated to see if you can repeat what happened with Ibanez?
On the ground, a third, Muncy. Second, a nice throw, and that ends the inning. Kasperius walked tightrope, and he walks off clean. Stays 4-2. We go bottom 6 with Edman, a home run hitter, coming up. Nathan MacKinnon with the Dodgers here. Kings on the road. They're taking on the Avalanche at 10 Eastern time tonight. McKinnon's been hot lately. You can see that third longest in franchise history. His home point streak at 22 games. What a great night for hockey. That's coming up next here as we wrap up baseball. Still some innings to play. John Brebbia is going to take over on the mound. Quickly take a look at ESPN Bet. As the live odds, Detroit plus 750, the Dodgers minus 2,000. ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can get 100 in bonus bets after you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app, sign up with the promo code HOMERUN to get started. That's you can do some work by going with the Tigers if they come back and win. Riley Green's moved over to center. Carpenter is in left, and a hard shot to third, fielded cleanly. And that will be the first out. Edman has really put the ball in play and hit it hard with that homer, and then a fly out to center and a shot to third.
And one thing that Ibanez has done at third base today is defend it well. You've seen him stay down on everything, make good accurate throws at first.
A good pitch on the outside corner. McKinstry is now in at shortstop. Amazing, isn't it, this game, and how so many players can play so many positions.
There's a value to it, big time. One of the big reasons why Rawlings a few years back started giving out the utility awards.
Yes. Four-seam fastball. Will Smith checks out.
So used to seeing Brebbia with that big red beard.
Yes,
that he used to feature when he was a member of the Giants. I'm like, who is that guy? Clean shaven, looks younger.
Personable, funny guy.
Yes, great sense of humor.
And now Muncy lined out and struck out. Fastball, I should say breaking pitch, which missed the zone but called a strike. I think sometimes you take Max Muncy for granted, especially given the star power on this team. But Max Muncy's now in the top 10 all-time Dodger home runs.
This is probably more of a category for Eduardo, but I always loved how he swings the bat because of how he gets into his legs. Talk about hitters trying to get into their legs and really use the lower half. He does it as well as anyone.
And he does it differently, too. One of the ways he does it is by that back leg, the left leg. He actually takes a step back with it before then going forward, and that's his timing mechanism. It secures him, assures him to put weight on the back leg.
Good movement on that four-seam fastball and a couple of punch-outs for John Brebbia. Took him 10 pitches. We go to the 7th. It's 3-4-5 coming up for Detroit. Welcome back, everyone. 9 o'clock in the East, 6 p.m. out here on the West. And a reminder, Play Ball, Baseball's global youth initiative, highlights the fun, accessible ways to play our great game, the great game of baseball. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org and follow @Playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. They raise the flag. Ring ceremony will be tomorrow. They unveiled what is now their 8th World Series baseball down the right field line to go with their victories in 65, 55, and 63. 81, of course. They won in 2020. As Alex Vesia, the lefty, comes on now. The dynasty conversation regarding the Dodgers is real, although they arguably have been a dynasty before. In the 50s, they won 5 pennants and 2 titles, 55 and 59. They relocated from Brooklyn to LA during that time. And this one is lifted out of play. So this is the 68th year of baseball for the Dodgers in Los Angeles. They played exactly 68 years in Brooklyn.
And they're not relocating.
And they're still mad in Brooklyn.
Speaking of history, Billie Jean King and the phenomenal Sandy Koufax. Strikeout for Vesia as he sits Riley Green down.
Designated hitter number 20, Spencer Torkelson.
What do you think, Coney, they're talking about?
Wow.
He's a champion.
Pick 3 people you want to have dinner with, 4 people. That might be the 4 right there.
Yeah. Tom and Colin Hanks. Look, Tom Hanks keeping score.
Is he really?
Yes, he was. Yeah, I'm not suggesting he's just starting to do that, but if you're going to keep score in a particular year, this feels like a really good year to keep score of games for the Dodgers.
That's a real scorebook then.
How about the umpire
He's
cap?
taking notes.
How about the umpire cap and Colin Hanks? Did you guys see that?
I'm trying to take a look at that scorebook. That's right.
We'll get him a mask and send him behind home plate like those guys used to do and make the calls every time. You see those guys that sit behind home plate?
Oh, yes, many times. I've seen some of those guys in the screening room at ESPN do that. Well, the relationship between the Dodgers and their fan base, celebrity or not, has only intensified over the last couple of years, and they certainly seem like they're on the precipice of something incredibly special. Swing and a drive. Spencer Torkelson, have a night, smashing one to left, and it pulls him within a run. What a nice opening day for that guy, Spencer Torkelson. That's an HR.
You can write that one down, Tom. And that one got out of here in a hurry. Spencer Torkelson, who made serious adjustments in the offseason, worked on his swing, worked on his approach. You can see it pay off in the first 2 at-bats with the walk. Then just turns on this high heater on the inside part and keeps it fair. He knew it as soon as he hit it.
Prolific power in that bat. It's been a struggle for Torkelson. Man, those adjustments. 3 walks tonight and a homer. And it pulls the Tigers within a run. Vesia gives it up. Here's Manuel Margot down 0-1. Shot to right. It's going to go foul.
I'm aware that it's a Rawlings baseball, but boy, did I want to yell Wilson right here.
Was that Castaway?
That's Castaway. Right there, he yelled it.
He almost did, you're right.
He yelled it. There it is.
Wilson's not coming back. 423-foot shot from Spencer Torkelson. Absolutely mashed.
Is there any better feeling than when you apply different techniques and you change things and they pay off? And that's such a rewarding feeling and really important piece to the Tigers.
And it's all with the bottom half. Everybody talks about, just sometimes what do you do with the top half? The bottom half, your foundation is key. And with Torkelson, the reason he went 1-1 in the draft was because he had a great bottom half on his takes. See right here how he can put all that strength on the bottom side. He sits to the baseball, adjusts, and that head does not move. You can put a spike straight from his head all the way through his right knee, and it is still, it is compact, and it is lethal.
54 career home runs when he was at Arizona State. As Eddie pointed out, he went 1-1 overall.
Kind of getting back to dreaming on him again, are the Tigers.
I think you're right.
And the dream is big because he's got that kind of power.
Kind of a game reminiscent of that Tigers push last postseason. Hang around, knock in a run, stay close, and pull out a victory.
Just feels like in any sport, how you get started, how you start the momentum is key, whether it's a golf swing or a baseball swing. And Torkelson's figured that part out, seemingly. A.J. Hinch described it to Eduardo before about he was just kind of static in the box. He didn't get his start, like a little momentum starting back. And you could see it from that home run swing that he's got a nice little trigger going now. A little, in golf they call it a forward press, and in baseball it's kind of a backward press where you load up your back leg. And coil early.
All right, Spencer Torkelson right here. You see what he can do. When he takes this pitch and he's going to go after it, he sits to it. That's the ball right there.
1-2 on the way.
The beauty of technology, Carl.
You weren't intending to show the ball?
Not at all.
2-2. Well, you got time, Eddie. It's 2-2.
It was a good take.
And that's it. Caught him looking. There you go.
Well, let's try it again right here. You see the attack, the approach. He stays right through the entire time through. Spencer Torkelson straight down, putting the pressure in. Boom.
Chance to talk to the Dodgers about what that whole experience was like.
Dave, how would you describe the response to Shohei in Japan?
Unforgettable, unmatched. It was like Beatles meets the world. Shohei meets Tokyo. It was incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
You know, we all know what Shohei means to the game here in the States, and him being a Dodger, what it means to us, but to the whole country of Japan, it was just ridiculous. He was on every billboard. He was everywhere.
It seemed like the fans came, to support us, but, mainly see him play.
He's just a beloved figure, by everybody there. There's nobody that doesn't like Shohei in Japan, so it was just fun to see that.
That was pretty incredible. I think we all had an idea of what it was going to be like, and it exceeded our expectations. And like Shohei always does, he delivers.
Shohei Ohtani has delivered tonight with a single, with Rojas, Pages, and then Ohtani due up this inning against Brendan Hanifee, who was outstanding. The Tigers used Jason Foley last year, a little blip down the end, and they optioned Foley out to AAA Toledo. And this is the guy that A.J. Hinch has come to depend on. Foley will likely be back within a couple of weeks. But boy, Hanifee has pitched himself into this position.
It's a strike thrower, as you saw, a real low walk rate. Slightly below in strikeout rate, but he fills up the strike zone.
Jam shot right there. That pitch came way in, a sinker. And just like that, there's one down. Rojas maybe feeling that in the fingertips. So you can see the uniforms that the fans were all wearing. And of course, they knew what he was in high school because he was such a superstar. Remember, the Dodgers weren't really scheduled to be the team going to Japan. They went to Korea last year. But that was sort of a can't-miss, no-brainer. We better send him and Yamamoto and Sasaki over there.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer. I'll tell you this, though. How about all the Fortnite stuff as well?
Incredible. Maybe the biggest story of all. You're right, Eddie.
It's being able to connect to the youth, not only in Japan, but all over the world.
I think we have some images of the Ohtani Fortnite. It appears to be Babe Ruth as the last guy when baseball was the sport in this country who matched his magnetism, his popularity. Here you go. I believe Decoy's dog is part of it as well. Hanifee just set down Pages as well, and here comes Mr. Fortnite himself.
Hanifee's shown he's effective against right-handed hitters, the first two. Now will he be effective against Shohei Ohtani?
Couple of attempts by Skubal, and certainly there to pound Ohtani in. The other thing Hanifee did was had a spectacular spring.
Good job.
See those numbers, man. 28 homers, a Dodger Stadium record, an OPS over 1,100.
Eduardo, he was looking way in on that pitch.
Yes, he was. And the thing is, with Hanifee, that ball leaks right out over the plate for the barrel. So that's a dangerous pitch to throw to any left-handed hitter. Try to throw a wrinkle right there, but he's got to be careful with that two-seamer.
So if I'm trying to read the bat, Ohtani didn't even offer it that changeup. like he saw it the whole way.
Here's the 3-2. Shohei hits this one to left. It's carrying over the wall. He delivers again. Ohtani, a home run. Tom Hanks must have called it. Magic called it. And the Dodger fans are looking forward to seeing that for years to come. The lead grows to 2 on Ohtani's second of the season.
And it's an opposite field shot. Shohei Ohtani read the pitches that he saw. And then on the 6th pitch of that at-bat, that's why I was curious to see against a left-handed hitter like Shohei Ohtani, how do you make an adjustment?
That's right.
Through, and many of these Dodger fans knew that we were probably going to get one more chance to see Ohtani tonight. There's Freddie Freeman during that pregame talking to Buster like, yep, Ohtani, we have expectations. He always delivers. Mookie Betts grounds out, but not before. The folks got what they came to see.
I probably would have walked him myself. But to show you the kind of talent and power he has to reach out and hit the ball the other way like that on a line, that's impressive.
Oh, baby. Shohei Ohtani continues to do things few have been able to do, especially so early in their careers here. We got Ranch Seeds flying. Mr. Fortnite himself just continues to blow people's minds. Another one of those acquisitions is now on the mound. Tanner Scott. Remember, he was the most sought after dude in the bullpens last year for Miami, and now he is a member of the Dodgers. Remember Trout early in his career, like Ohtani's doing Trout things where you almost in a weird way expect him to do something great, and he delivers. He does it
time and time again.
That's hard hit, and that one is into the gap. Heading to second base, McKinstry, good start. It goes to the wall. He's taking 3, and he will get there standing up. A rocket off the bat of Zach McKinstry. And it's an opportunity. He sits there at third after a triple. It was a 1-run game, and you pitch to Ohtani. And again, this is a pick your poison thing with Betts coming up. But boy, you choose to pitch around Ohtani, and maybe Mookie makes an out, and you got a guy at third base.
And with the stuff Hannafy has, it's a lot better against righties than against lefties. Really interesting here with Tanner Scott making his debut is they're not bringing him to close the game.
Yep.
On this one, it's coming in because it's a lefty righty lefty matchup. Dodgers going with the matchup instead of Tanner Scott being the closer. They're going with a high leverage here, understanding Carpenter is on deck.
Now, Tanner Scott's stuff is filthy as he's ahead 0-2. And there's another example of it, just a slider down at the knees against Rogers.
Yep, upper 90s heater,
Yeah.
upper 80s slider.
And his stuff is real. He threw 10 pitches in Japan against the Cubs. 9 of the 10 were fastballs by you to righties and lefties. It did not matter.
Called strike 3 at the knees with a four-seam fastball. Rogers frozen solid.
It's all the same, business and baseball. The data gives you the framework in which to go out and compete. Making those key decisions at key moments and then knowing the impact, that's the magic.
Sage is helping business leaders like Hal Ripken Jr. make smarter, faster decisions.
Left on left, slider to get ahead, 0-1. Scott was the move. After all the moves the Dodgers made, Roberts was like, we're good. Like, we got not, he didn't think there was anything left, and then they go and get Tanner Scott.
Well, that's right to your point earlier. You know, when the Dodgers want you, there's a good chance that the player wants them back.
Carl, that was the move when they signed Tanner Scott. The reaction from folks with other teams like, really? Come on.
Right.
Really? Come on.
Stop. Yeah, I think, Coney, you and Eddie can certainly comment on it as players. Like, I want to go play where I know I can win championships and, by the way, get paid handsomely. This one is hit hard, and it's tracked down by Pages in left, but it's going to bring in McKinstry. Good job by Carpenter to bring in the run. Again, it pulls the Tigers within a run at 5-4.
And a really good piece of hitting by both left-handed hitters in this lineup. McKinstry against Scott, left on left, gets the triple, and then Carpenter, it's a hard shot the other way to drive him in.
So Tanner Scott's Dodger home debut. Look at how much that slider just moved for a swing and a miss from Ibanez.
Ibanez crushes lefties. Aggressive. Good counter right there to start him off with that breaking pitch.
I give the Tigers credit. They just keep coming today.
They do. Yep. It's a good sign, especially when they're undermanned.
8 hits, 5 walks.
Tracking it down in center. Edman there. Nice running catch by Edman. It kind of had some carry on it off the bat of Ibanez, but he was there to run it down. Bottom half of the 8th coming up. Dodger fans liking what they're seeing right now. Pitch Hit and Run, the free official MLB skills competition for baseball and softball players between the ages of 7 and 14. Host a local competition this season. Give the kids a chance to make it to the national finals at the 2025 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com. And you can stream every out-of-market game live or on demand, plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the whole season. Blackout other restrictions will apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. You're watching right now, and maybe watching highlights of what Mackenzie Gore did today. Anybody see that? 13 strikeouts, 1 hit against the Phillies, and then the bullpen gave it up, but maybe he is making that next step. Phenomenal performance by Gore and the Nats as we pick up the bottom of the 8th with Obrisky on the mound against the big home run hitter, Teoscar Hernandez. A 3-run shot in the 5th inning. It's off his foot.
What Mackenzie Gore did today was impressive. He actually tied for the most opening days with no walks and at least 13 strikeouts in the last 125 seasons. Who did he tie? J.R. Richard in 1980 and Bob Gibson in 1967.
Wow, that's a great group right there. That's a great group. Beaten into the ground. Difficult play. Bobbled once. Ooh, strong arm over there at short from McKinstry to retire Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah,
go ahead, Buster.
I was going to say, Jake Rogers last year caught every pitch that Tarek Skubal threw in winning his Cy Young Award. And this spring, Tarek walked up to him and pulled out of his backpack a little package, said, "Hey, this is for you." It was a Rolex engraved, honoring Jake Rogers' work with him. A.J. Hinch told me that they actually asked Skubal, "Hey, do you want to call a team meeting and do a big presentation?" And Skubal's like, "No, I just want to have this be me and Jake." Says a lot about Skubal, the way he handled that and the fact that he gave it to him. Jake Rogers is very touched.
Freddie Freeman swings and misses. You must have stories like that where you take care of your catcher, Coney.
Yeah, but I mean, I admire Skubal, and the Buster covered that well, in that he didn't want any fanfare. He don't get the camera phones out. Don't record this. This is our moment.
That misses away 2-1. I try to tee you up on the sort of, that must have been some experience you had with, with Joe and the perfect game.
Sure, absolutely. I think another reason is he just had to buy one. I bought one for everybody on the team.
You did?
Yes. So he's smart.
You bought one Rolex for each?
No, it wasn't a Rolex. It was an Ebel, commemorative watch.
Yeah.
All right.
And, I had it engraved for everybody on the team.
The starting 9 or literally everybody?
Everybody on the team, and then that expanded to people in the front office.
Right.
I think by the time I was done, I had 80 watches commemorating a perfect game.
Sure. Well, Eddie and I feel like we've set you up tonight. You've pitched a perfect game tonight, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I admire Skubal. No, I don't want any fanfare. Just one watch.
Ivan's in the backup saying, "Yes, me too."
Yes, so he's looking for a watch.
Iceman.
3-2 on the way to Freddie. And reaches out and flicks one into left.
Do you use a loan service?
Absolutely not. I have you.
To me, lawn service is a scam.
Nobody's going to pay attention to your lawn like you do.
I know what I'm putting down when I put Scott's down. I'm putting down a great product.
Feed it. Obrisky with 2 down in the bottom of the 8th. Go back to Tanner Scott, giving up that big hit. Roberts made it clear to Scott, we're going to use you a little differently than you've been used. Like, we have a guy that closes games here. That communication to try to get out in front of it. And yet for a pitcher, though, there's going to be a transition. I mean, that's been a thing in baseball. 8th inning guy, 9th inning, high leverage situation, Coney.
Well, it is, and players are creatures of habit. They like to know their roles. They want to know when to get ready. But I think there's much more education now in terms of high leverage innings and parts of the lineup and where you match up. And managers are trying to put you in the best spot possible. And Really, for that guy warming up for the Dodgers, any spot's good for him.
Called strike 3, Edman gone. Brisky effective out of the pen for the Tigers. They'll come to the plate with the heart of the order coming up, including Spencer Torkelson. We'll see him against Treinen as they try to tie it up or grab a lead. Sheets today with the big pinch hit home run first at bat with the Padres. They beat the Braves 7-4. Sunday will be there as they wrap up what's a 4-game set. They host Matt Olson in Atlanta. Sunday Night Baseball back at 7 Eastern on ESPN. The ESPN Deportes will start at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown on ESPN. Our game goes to the 9th, 5-4 LA, and Blake Treinen pours in a sinker at 96 to start off Gleyber Torres. Just filthy numbers for Treinen in 50 games last year. But Gleyber starts off with the single in the 9th past the dive of Rojas. And Gleyber Torres has his second hit of the night. Tying runners aboard.
It's a nice job by Gleyber Torres right there, putting the bat on the ball and past Miguel Rojas. As Gleyber is a really good sinker ball hitter, but this time gets that slider, stays with it, represents that time run.
Can Riley Green deliver? One and 0 to Green. Throw over to first to look at Gleyber.
Have to be careful on the inside part of the plate to Riley Green. His numbers are ridiculous there. Treinen has to be able to execute middle away.
Watch the sweeper coming in. Goes fastball away, and he gets the called strike. Ooh.
Generous.
Four homers last year for Green. That one was broke right over the outside corner and into the happy zone. He fouled it off.
And you see his swing path. He's got the steepest out of any major leaguer swing path from as an uppercut. We call that the uppercut, but it is so steep.
pitch from Blake Treinen. And a strikeout of Riley Green. That's impressive, Coney.
Yeah, that's tough when you got to cover both sides of the plate.
Number 20, Spencer Torkelson.
Got the call off the plate. This one coming in the front door just shreds the inside corner. And you know what? We used to do that with regularity back in 1988. Oral Hershiser was the master of that particular pitch.
Well, this is the at-bat of the night. It's Torkelson against Treinen.
You think that first strike that was outside, called away, had anything to do with that pitch?
Yes. It's hard to cover both when you have that kind of movement that Treinen features.
Big home run from Torkelson in the 7th and 3 walks tonight. Lays off that. He's done that really well tonight. Has not chased at all.
He couldn't hold back last year on that pitch.
That's right.
Because he was going forward the entire time. This is a different hitter. If you're looking at last year's report, you're in for a surprise.
You're seeing Blake Treinen work that baseball, Coney, inside, outside, up, down, sweeper, sinker.
Tremendous movement because he gets side to side and downward tilt on that pitch.
Eddie, as a hitter, what do you prepare for?
Against Treinen?
Yes.
Against Treinen, you have to respect that sinker, but you still have to be able to stay up the middle. If you try to pull, you're going to end up hitting it foul. You're going to hit it hard. Joe DiMaggio would say you got to hit the bottom half of the baseball. Let it sink to the barrel. Easier said than done.
But he worked harder than Torkelson in the offseason. Runner goes. Ball. That's up and high. So Torkelson takes a pitch and no throw.
Good read by Gleyber Torres.
Really
got a good
read.
jump.
High leg kick.
Yes, Treinen's worried about the hitter only right now. No chance for any catcher to throw him out on that spot.
So tying run into scoring position, 3-2, first base open. Runner goes, Torres, and Torkelson fouls it off. Gleyber trying to get within 90.
How about Torres here? It's a different look. And this is what Detroit baseball looks like now, right? Compared to when he was with the Yankees, where it was more about the 3-run homer.
Better be sure you're safe if you're going to run there.
No kidding. 0 for 13 runners in scoring position tonight. 3-2 to Torkelson.
That's inside.
Missed inside. That's a walk.
What a great night. What a great night for Spencer Torkelson. 3 walks, a home run.
4 walks now.
Yes, you're right. The 4 walks, 1 for 1.
Seeing the ball so well. Just tell by the way guys take pitches. You know, when I'm on the mound trying to read the bat, as you know, Eduardo, I mean, he's locked in all night.
It looks like the Tigers are going to bring in Trey Sweeney off the bench as a pinch hitter. Sweeney, one of many weapons that A.J. Hinch knows he has at his disposal. He goes left against Treinen.
This is an interesting call because the righties have been more effective so far against Treinen. Margot has been willing to go the other way on anything in that runs into his hands. He was effective early on. And now Trey Sweeney has to be careful with that 2-seam fastball that's thrown at his hip. He can't give up on it. We saw it against Riley Green. Tough matchup here.
Sweeney was huge last year late when Baez was banged up with his injuries, and here he is with first and second. Tying run out there at second, and Gleyber Torres, and he pulls one foul. He was all over that cutter.
Seen a lot of hitters ready for the first pitch tonight. A lot of first pitch swings. both sides.
Gritty Tigers of last season showing themselves here in the opener against the Dodgers. They have been fighting back all game, trail 1-0 after 2. They were down 4-2. Now it's a 5-4 game. Good take by Sweeney.
It's the difference between the way the Tigers are built and the Dodgers. The Tigers left with one guy on the bench, and that's Dylan Dingler, backup catcher. A.J. Hinch has to use his entire personnel.
Handful of homers off breaking pitches. On a 1-2. That's inside. Two. Feel the anxiety here at the stadium. Got him. Filthy pitch. A sweeper that went more down than it did across.
Hard to lay off of this pitch for any hitter. Bottom just drops out of it over the heart of the plate.
Last chance is Colt Keith. Missed away. The 20th pitch of the inning is coming up. That's a bad miss, 2-0. Just trying to unlock the power. Other than that, Colt Keith has been a terrific first baseman. Huge spot on opening night. 2-0.
Time you see a pitcher miss up with a sinker like that, you worry about fatigue a little bit. Now pitch number 22 about to be delivered. Especially on a 2-0 pitch, trying to get a strike. And he's underneath it a bit.
Kinstry on deck. The lefty Banda is warming in the Dodger pen. Three and one with a sinker. Gleyber Torres doesn't have terrific speed at second base. They're looking for their first hit tonight with runners in scoring position. 3-1. Jam shot. Freeman coming under it. Dodgers will win it. That cutter got in on the fingers of Keith. And LA celebrates a home opening win 5-4.
A big 3-1 pitch gets the job done. And the save for the world champion Dodgers.
Win on opening day, and you're already 3-0.
20 previous defending World Series champs started 3-0 or better, 7 of which have come in the expansion era. The last team to do it, the 0-1 New York Yankees. And now the 2025 LA Dodgers. Freddie Freeman there to field that foul tip, foul pop, and LA relentless. Teoscar homer, Ohtani homer.
A lot of that going to be going on here at Dodger Stadium, and wherever the Dodgers go visit, a lot of high fives.
Buster is down on the field, and he's got Tommy Edman with him.
Tommy Edman, what a first game here in Dodger Stadium tonight, and what a way for you to get your season starting against Tarik Skubal. Walk us through that.
Yeah, you know, he's a tough pitcher. You know, you got to be on the fastball. You got to stay short to him. He's got one of the best fastballs in the game, and you just can't try to do too much. Unfortunately, he left a couple over the plate.
What'd you see in Teoscar Hernandez hitting that home run to give you a lead?
Yeah, that was awesome. You know, he's just such a clutch hitter for us. He always seems to come through in those big moments, and you know, he's got that slow heartbeat, and obviously that huge homer today.
Try to describe what Shohei Ohtani's doing.
What's that?
Try to describe what Shohei Ohtani is doing.
Yeah, the way he hits the ball to left field, it's like a righty pulling it. He's like the only guy in baseball who can hit the ball like that, and it's just impressive, you know. And he does it so often too, so it's cool to watch.
How good could this team be this year?
Pretty good, pretty good. I mean, we won it last year and added a lot of talent this year, and you know, we're just hungry to get back to playoffs, and you know, just keep on preparing and doing everything we can to get back to the World Series.
Tommy, thanks.
Yeah, you got it.
Back to you.
All right, Buster. Kind of a look into the mentality of the Dodgers, who after 3 games are looking towards the postseason. You know, and we did get better after winning the World Series.
And Tommy Tanks doesn't miss a fastball. This one was at 96, classified as a sinker, but it seemed like it sunk right into that barrel, and he had a game plan coming in. We had a conversation with him before the game. He said, I'm going to be all over it. I'm going to be on the fastball. You have to. Great top hand from Tommy Edman.
All right, Buster, a lot of sunflower seeds were flying tonight.
That's exactly right. Tarik Skubal had struck you out. You come up to the plate, 2 runners on base. What was you thinking?
You know, obviously we were facing Skubal. He's a great pitcher. That's why he won the Cy Young last year. Something that I can do damage, that I can put a good swing on, and he left the one over the plate, and I just hit it out.
All right, you get back to the dugout, you get a face full of seeds. How much fun is it for you to play on this team?
It's a lot of fun, you know. Anybody can do damage here. Anybody is supporting all players. We have each other. We try to make this game as fun as we can and just enjoy it the most that we can.
What are you seeing in Shohei Ohtani?
Shohei is Shohei, you know. You always, every time he goes to the plate, you always thinking about how can he hit the ball out of the park. It just, for him, it becomes normal. Everybody knows he's a great player, and I'm glad I'm in his team.
Big question around baseball. Can anybody beat the Dodgers this year? How good could this team be?
I mean, we have a pretty good team. We have a lineup really good, a starting pitcher really good, the bullpen really good, but it's baseball, you know. We just still have to come out, play hard, and try to win as many games as we can.
Yeah, Oscar, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Back to you, Carl.
Wasn't perfect by any stretch, but it was a win.
It was a win. They have a swagger that we haven't seen in this game in a while. This franchise, the fans, the entire Dodger Nation is feeling it right now.
They showed the power. Edman, Teoscar, Shohei.
Yeah.
It's a really impressive group.